Hello, welcome to the What to Expect 2020 training series, Making the Birth Certificate Process Easier, Training for Medical Record Technicians or Birth Clerks. Today's agenda, we will be going over system access, work queues, step-by-step navigation, how to create notes and uploading documents, and overrides and legal requirements. For the system, please note that you can only use a PC at this time, not a Mac or a tablet. The only browser that will work with the EBRS is Internet Explorer, not Mac, Chrome, Firefox, or Microsoft Edge. Please note that Microsoft Edge looks very similar to Internet Explorer. On the next screen, I will show you how to differentiate between the two. If you are using your work machine, please note that you may not have administrative rights to make changes to your system. Please contact your IT department to assist in the installation process. If you are using your personal machine, simply follow 3 steps outlined in your email for the installation. The 3 steps should take no more than 4 minutes to do. Step 1. Add the website address to compatibility view settings. Step 2. Add the website address to your trusted sites. Step 3. Download and run the prerequisites. You can find this option at the bottom of the login screen of the EBRS. When you open your browser and look toward the top right-hand corner, please make sure you look for the small gear as indicated on the screen. This is what you will look for to make sure you are in Internet Explorer. If you see any other icon other than the small gear, you are in the incorrect browser and the system will not work. If you forget your password, please email ovrhelp@health.nv.gov to reset your password. Please use the email that you originally put on your application. This is one way we authenticate you. Once your password has been reset, we will send you a confirmation email with your username, the temporary password, our website address, and installation instructions. This is a screen of the EBRS. Please note that on the home screen you will see the message of the day. This can include messages for system maintenance, or any other important messages from the Office of Vital Records. So please ensure that when you log in, please look at the message of the day. Here is a screenshot of the work queues. On the next slide, we will go over them more in depth. B facility, paternity waiting, are all birth records awaiting a paternity. Birth facility, FD rejected, are all fetal death records that have been rejected. Birth facility in progress are all birth records that are currently in progress. Birth facility reject are all birth records that have been rejected. FD, birth facility in progress, are all fetal death records in progress. Now we move on to the EBRS home screen. Under the Child tab, please make sure that under Paternity Status, you select Not Applicable, and the information will preload into the infant medical record number. Please put the first and last name of the child if known. And then under Requested SSN, please put yes or no. On the Mother tab, please be sure to enter the first and last name of the mother, as well as her maiden name. Please enter the date of birth. Please be sure to put the state of birth if known. Please note that if they live in a territory such as Guam, Puerto Rico, it'll be on this drop-down list. You will also enter the mother's residence address. Please be sure to put that it is inside the city limits, yes or no. If you do not have the address or is refused to be provided, simply enter 999. On the bottom of the Mother tab, you have the option of selecting yes or no for same as residence. If you choose yes, the information will automatically pre-fill from your previous entry. On the Mother 2 tab, please select from the drop-down the appropriate completed education level. When choosing an occupation, simply select from the drop-down menu. If you do not see an occupation or an industry from the drop-down list, please email overhelp@health.nv.gov so we may add it to the system. Please enter the mother's Social Security number if known. If the Social Security number is unknown, please enter all nines. For the race, please select the appropriate box. If you are to select Native American and put Native Description 1, please enter the name of the tribe. If you do select other, please make sure that the race that you are putting is not currently listed in one of the options to the left. In the middle of the Mother 2 tab, please select ethnicity. You may select yes or no for Hispanic origin. If yes, please select the appropriate country for which they originate. For the marital status, please select yes or no. Mother married at birth, conception, or between, select yes or no. If the husband is the father, yes, then the will father sign affidavit will automatically default to X. For an example, we will show what to enter if you are completing an assisted conception. You will select yes. The egg was from the intended mother, the sperm was from the intended father, and the carrier is a surrogate. Please note that all assisted conceptions must include a court order that must be uploaded into the record. We will show you how to upload a document into the record later in the slides. At the bottom of the Mother 2 tab, you will then fill out the option for tobacco use. If you select no, all the other fields will automatically pre-fill to nines. Please select yes or no for alcohol and drug abuse. At the very bottom, please ensure that you select yes or no for receiving WIC, their height, as well as the pre-pregnancy weight. If they do not provide any of this information, you may simply put nines in the fields. If you are entering information for a father, please ensure to put the first and last name, date of birth, and their state of birth. If the address is the same as the mother, please enter Y and the information will automatically pre-fill. Please select from the drop-down the most appropriate level of education completed by the father if given. Next, you will select the correct occupation and industry. If you know the father's Social Security number, please enter it at the bottom, and if you do not know it or was not provided, please put all nines. At the bottom of the Father tab, you will then select the correct race and if they are of Hispanic origin. Under the Facility tab, this is where you will enter all of the baby's information, such as the sex, date, and time of birth. At the bottom of the Facility tab, please select the correct method of payment. Please note, if they pay with private insurance, such as Blue Cross Blue Shield, simply select private insurance. Do not enter other and put in Blue Cross Blue Shield. The informant name will most likely be the mother or the father. Please put the first and last name and the relationship to the child. On the Prenatal tab, you'll put the total number of live births. Then you'll put the date of the last live birth, the number of living, or the number of deceased children. Then you will enter other terminations, or the last termination date. Next, you will move on to the date last normal menses began. If you are unaware of any of the information, please put nines. Under prenatal care, simply put yes or no, and if known, please put the begin and end date and number of prenatal visits. Then, for medical history, please select the appropriate option or select none or unknown. Under prenatal, the bottom of the tab, please select any infections, or you may select other and type unknown. Then you will select the appropriate obstetric procedures, if any. On the Labor and Delivery tab, if available, please enter the mother's weight at delivery and if they were transferred to the facility. You will then select if there was an onset of labor and any characteristics of the labor and delivery. At the bottom of the Labor and Delivery tab, please fill out yes, no, or unknown for the delivery options, such as with forceps or with a vacuum attempted and unsuccessful. You will then enter from the drop-down the fetal presentation at birth, and then you will enter the final method of delivery. Then you will select maternal complications below. On the Newborn tab, if available, please enter the 5 and 10-minute APGAR score, and then the weight. Please make sure when you enter the weight that you select G for grams, P for pounds, or U for unknown. Please enter if yes or no if the mother is breastfeeding. Then you will go on to select, if any, abnormal conditions. The middle, you will then select any congenital anomalies that were presented at birth. The bottom of the Newborn tab, you will then be asked to fill out the NRS compliance. Simply select yes, no, or refused. In this example, we will show you how to fill out if they did accept and comply with NRS. You will then select the vaccination, the date and time it was given, and the location. You will then choose the manufacturer from the drop-down, enter in the lot number and the expiration date, and who the provider is. If they declined a secondary immunization, simply check the box. For the signature, you will then select the name of the physician who did the birth. Then, under the certifier, your name should pre-fill, and you'll select the proper title. All of your information, such as your address, will pre-fill. Now please make sure to save the record. Simply click the small floppy disk at the top right-hand corner. Once you have done so, you will then select Y as signed, and then tab over, and the date should pre-fill. If you need to reject the record, simply select Y, and this is where you can see if the state has rejected a record to the birth facility. They will then enter a reason. You will have a reject date and who rejected the record back to you. Now we will go on to show you how to enter notes within the record. There are two places to create a note. You may click Actions at the top right-hand corner, or you may right-click at the bottom blue bar and select Show Notes. You will then receive a separate window. Simply click the gray New button to create your note. Please keep all of your notes professional. Remember that anyone who has access to this record can read your notes. When you are complete, please click Save, and the bar will turn gold and you may exit out of the window. Once you have gone out of the record and gone back into the record, you will see an icon at the bottom of the screen that says Note Present. Simply double-click on this button in order to access all notes that have been entered within the record.